yet another subject, and this time around we are looking at English. And in English this afternoon, I want us to look at a concept we are calling nouns. Concept we are calling nouns. Now, this is not the first time to look at nouns. This is not the first time to look at nouns. When we met last time, we discussed two different types of nouns. I'm sure you're able to recall what we discussed. We looked at common nouns. We said that common nouns are general names of people, general names of things, general names of animals. Common nouns are general names of people, general names of animals, and general names of things. We gave examples such as chair. We said a chair is an example of a common noun. We went further and said animal. The word animal is a common noun because it is a general name. It is not specifying which animal. We went further and said that the word woman, the word man, girl, boy, we said all these are examples of common nouns. Having discussed common nouns, we went further and looked at proper nouns. We also discussed proper nouns. We said proper nouns are specific names. Note the difference. Here we are saying specific, but with common nouns we are saying general names. So these are specific names of people, specific names of things, specific names of countries. Talking of countries, if you say Zambia, Zambia is a specific name of a country. Therefore, it is a proper noun. And as you can see, it begins with a capital letter. If you talk about the name of a person, you say James. James is a specific name of a person. Therefore, this name here is a proper noun. Now, to differentiate between the two, proper nouns always begin with a capital letter, regardless of their position in a sentence. Whether they are starting the sentence, they are at the middle of the sentence, or even at the end of the sentence, they always begin with a capital letter. Whereas common nouns begin with small letters. They always begin with the small letters. They only begin with a capital letter if they are the ones starting the sentence. Do not forget that difference. Now, this afternoon, I want us to look at yet another type of nouns. And these nouns that I want to look at today are the ones we are calling collective nouns. So today we will look at collective nouns. Collective nouns. What are collective nouns? What do you think are collective nouns? What are collective nouns? Well, to begin with, a collective noun is a word that refers to a group. A collective noun is just a word that refers to a group. It can be a group of people, it can be a group of animals, it can be a group of things. So collective nouns always refer to a group. So we are saying a collective noun is a word that refers refers to a group. So a collective noun is a word that refers to a group. It can be a group of people, animals, or things. As long as it is putting things in groups, you put things in groups, then you use one word to describe those things in a group. Such a word that you're going to use is known as a collective noun. Examples of collective nouns. Examples of collective nouns. We are going to look at these examples in different groups. We are going to look at collective nouns that describe people, as well as collective nouns that describe animals, including collective nouns that describe things. With me here is a chart showing these different collective nouns that we are talking about. Okay, so once more, this video is brought to you with Curtis from Fountain School here in Kasama. Okay, so with me here is a chart displaying different examples of collective nouns. It is displaying different examples of collective nouns. The first part here, we have collective nouns that describe groups of people. We have collective nouns that describes groups of people. Groups of people. So, when we have a group of singers, we won't say a group of singers, but instead we are going to say a choir of singers. A choir of singers. So the word choir is a collective noun. So we are saying the word choir is a collective noun. When you have a group of thieves, we will not say a group of things. We are going to choose one word to describe that group of things. We are going to call that group of thieves as a gang of thieves. Therefore, the word gang is a collective noun. Bunch, a bunch of crooks. Here we are having a group of what? Crooks. But instead of using the word group, we will need to use a what? A collective noun, which is a bunch. A bunch of crooks. A bunch of crooks. When you have a group of directors that own different companies, that work for different companies, we will not say a group of directors sat down. Instead, we are going to say a board of directors sat down to discuss the matter. A board of directors sat down to discuss the matter. Or a board of directors sat down to appraise the employees. So the word board is a collective noun describing a group of what? Directors. Dancers. We have dancers. When you have a group of dancers, it is not okay to keep on referring to them as, no, we saw a group of dancers. No, we will say, we saw a troop of dancers. Therefore, the word troop is a collective noun. Players, a group of players. A group of players is always referred to as a team of players. A team of players. The word team is a collective noun. The word team is a collective noun. Soldiers. When you see a group of soldiers, we say an army of soldiers. An army of soldiers marched through the street. An army of soldiers marched through the street. Sailors. Sailors. We say a crew of sailors. A crew of sailors. Apart from that, we have collective nouns that describe animals. Collective nouns that describe animals. A group of fish. When a group of fish is migrating, we say a school of fish. A school of fish. But when they are just circling in water, we say a shore of fish. I saw a shore of fish circling around a stone. Birds. When we see the birds flying, we say a flight of birds. A flight of birds. Sheep. Sheep are animals. Therefore, we say a flock of sheep. A flock of sheep. Cattle. Cattle, we say a head of cattle. A head of cattle. A head of cattle was grazing in the meadow. A head of cattle was grazing in the meadow. The word herd is a collective noun. Bees, as well as the rats. Bees as well as the rats. We use a collective noun called the swarm. A swarm of bees. A swarm of rats. Dogs. When you see dogs, we've got two collective nouns that we use. You can say a kennel of dogs. A kennel of dogs. Or a pack. Or a pack of dogs. So the word kennel as well as pack are collective nouns. Puppies, baby dogs, right? Puppies are baby dogs. We do not refer to them as a kennel of dogs or a kennel of puppies. Instead, we say a litter of puppies. A litter of puppies. Horses. When you see a group of horses, it is a team. The collective noun to use for horses is a team. A team of horses. Lions. Lions, we've got two collective nouns that we use for them. You can say a troop of lions, a troop of lions, or a pride, a pride of lions. The last part deals with collective nouns that name groups of things. These are groups of things. When you see stars, a group of stars is known as a galaxy of stars. A group of stars is known as a galaxy of stars. A group of trees, we call that a forest. A forest of trees. A forest of trees. Dust. When you see huge dust rising, you will say a cloud of dust. A cloud of dust. A cloud of dust. We've got mountains. Mountains as well are things. Mountains are things. So we call them a range of mountains. A range of mountains. When you want to refer to books, we say a library of books. When you want to talk about cards as well as lies, we will say a pack of cards. A pack of cards is also said to be a deck of cards. Then we also refer to lies as a pack of lies. He really presented a pack of lies in order for the situation to go to his favor. Flowers, flowers. No, he brought me a group of flowers. No, we don't say it like that. Instead, we will say a bouquet of flowers. A bouquet of flowers. Keys, keys. The best collective noun to describe a group of keys is known as a bunch of what? Keys. We call it a bunch of keys. We call it a bunch of keys. So these are some of the collective nouns that we have. These are some of the collective nouns that we have. I'm not saying they are all. These are just some of them. Now, let us look at how we can use collective nouns in sentences. How can we identify collective nouns in sentences? You can have a sentence like, the national team won the match. 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 From this sentence, which one do you think qualifies to be a collective noun? Which word it is describing a group? Which word is describing a group? The best word that is describing a group is a team. So the word team is a collective noun. The word team is a collective noun. Another sentence that we can look at is the shopkeeper carried a bunch of keys. 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 From this sentence, there is a word that is naming a group of keys. There is a word that is naming a group of keys. From this sentence, which word is a collective noun? You will discover that the word which is naming a group of keys is the word bunch. Word bunch. Therefore, the word bunch is a collective noun. The word bunch is a collective noun. We can have maybe another example of the sentence to say, at the park we saw a pride of lions. At the park we saw a pride of lions. At the park we saw a pride of lions. We have a noun here which is lions. This word now lions is a noun. Now before the noun here, there is a word that is describing this group of lions. That word is pride. That word is pride. Hence the word pride is a collective noun. The word pride is a collective noun. The last example maybe that we can look at is the pack of dogs. This should be the fourth example. Okay, so we are saying the pack of dogs attacked the old woman. The pack of dogs attacked the older woman. The pack of dogs attacked the older woman. From this sentence, you will discover that dogs here are the ones that are being described. And the word dog is a noun. So the word that describes these dogs, the word that describes a group of these dogs is the one that we are calling a collective noun. Which word is that? The word is pack. The word is pack. The word is pack. Therefore, the word pack is a collective noun. The word pack is a collective noun. Now, someone might ask to say, but how can you identify a collective noun? How can you know to say this word here is a collective noun? This is how you know it. Look at the sentence. From that sentence, look at the noun that is being described. Look at the noun that is being described. Collective nouns usually come just before the noun that is being talked about. The collective nouns always comes before the word that is being described. For example, we started with the national team won the match. The national team won the match. Who won the match? The first thing we see is the national team. The moment you say team won the match, the word team becomes a collective noun. If you look at the second sentence, the shopkeeper carried a bunch of keys. The shopkeeper carried a bunch of keys. What did the shopkeeper carry? He carried what? Keys. Keys are what he carried. What kind of keys? Was it one key? It was a bunch of keys. So the word bunch qualifies to be a collective noun because it is coming almost exactly before the noun being talked about. Same as a pride of lions. If you look at where pride is in a sentence, we saw a pride of what? Lions. So the word pride is a collective noun. This afternoon, we have looked at collective nouns. We have looked at collective nouns, and we have said that a collective noun is a word that refers to a group. It's just a word that refers to a group. It can be a group of people, it can be a group of animals, it can be a group of things. So as long as it is a group, there's one word that is describing a group. Such a word is known as a collective nouns. We have looked at different examples of collective nouns, different examples of collective nouns, different examples. We started by looking at collective nouns that describe groups of people. We said a choir of singers, a gang of thieves, a bunch of crooks, a board of directors, a class of students, a troop of dancers, a team of players, an army of soldiers, a crew of sailors. So you will discover that choir, gang, bunch, board, class, troop, team, army, crew. All these are collective nouns that describe what? People. Once more, choir, gang, bunch, board, class, troop, team, army, crew. All these words here are collective nouns that describe groups of people. When it comes to animals, we have a school or a shore of fish, a flight of birds, a flock of sheep, a herd of cattle, a swarm of bees or rats, a kennel of dogs, a litter of puppies, a team of horses, a troop of lions. You will discover that school and shore, flight, flock, herd, swarm, kennel, litter, team, troop. All these are collective nouns that describe animals. School or shore, flight, flock, herd, swarm, kennel, litter, team, troop. all these are collective nouns that describe what? Animals. We can also talk about different things, We have a galaxy of stars, a forest of trees, a fleet of ship or cars, a cloud of dust, a range of mountains, a library of books, a pack of cards or lies, a bouquet of flowers, as well as a bunch of keys. Now, when you look at galaxy, forest, fleet, cloud, range, library, pack, bouquet, bunch, these are collective nouns that name groups of things. Once more, galaxy, forest, fleet, cloud, range, library, pack, bouquet, bunch. These are collective nouns that name different things. Okay, at this moment, I will have to give you a short activity that I'll need you to do. I'll give you a short activity that I'll need you to do so you can prepare your books as well as your pens where you are, wherever you're watching this video from for this activity. Okay, having looked at collective nouns, here is a short exercise that I expect you to do wherever you're watching this video from. So the instructions are that choose the correct word from the ones below and use it to fill in the blanks. Choose the correct word from the ones below and use it to fill in the blanks. So the words are flock, army, head, swarm, and gun. Flock, army, head, swarm, and gun. So the questions are: the old woman was attacked by a dash of bees. The old woman was attacked by a dash of bees. You choose from these. Moses was looking after a dash of sheep. Moses was looking after a dash of sheep. You choose the correct collective noun from these to fill that blank space. Number 3, the watchman was attacked by a dash of robbers. The watchman was attacked by a dash of robbers. You choose the correct word from this to fill that blank space as well. Number 4, the dash of soldiers marched in the stadium. The dash of soldiers marched in the stadium. You choose the correct collective nouns to fill that blank space. Number 5, the leopard attacked the dash of cattle. The leopard attacked the dash of cattle. You choose the correct collective noun to suit the space. Well, this has been Sivile, taking you in English, brought to you by Fountain School. Until next time, bye-bye.